part 4 of the Joshua Complex. I'm going to give you an overview of what you'll find in detail in the ebook. The first mistake Joshua made, if you remember from parts 1 through 3, is that he went into battle without conferring with the commander in chief, even after he knew what the ground rules were. What's the plan of action? How do we go into battle? Don't get out ahead of me. And he did that and wound up getting his butt kicked. The whole idea was that there was something going on in the organization that he was totally unaware of. And what was going on in the organization was the reason why he was not told by the commander in chief to move forward. Now, again, just an overview. I'd love to go into this in more detail, but I put that in the ebook. You never want to make a decision that affects the organization unless and until you have gotten feedback from every part of the system. An organization is a system. One shop feeds into the other shop. What this shop does affects the efficiency of the next shop. You can't make any changes in any system without it having reverberate effects throughout the organization. So what might seem like an offhand, let me just make this decision and move on, may be causing some trouble that you're not aware of from the front office. So it's tough to slow down and do diligence. That means every shop from HR to the break room should be advised of what you're planning to do, asked for input on what you're planning to do, and asked to bring you abreast of how that change would affect their shop. Now, I'd like to add in here, what we don't do as leaders is we don't ask for the feedback along with what they perceive would be a solution to the problem we're trying to solve. Why is this important? Because nobody ever does it. It's like, give me your feedback. We're going to do this. This is a done deal. How's it going to affect you? And then we drop the ball. Now, if you're not going to move into the next step of asking them how to solve the problem that you're seeking to solve, at least when you ask for their feedback, close the feedback loop. Hold yourself accountable to telling them why you failed to include the feedback they gave, why you chose to do it another way. Now, the better part of just that would be, so we didn't use this suggestion or that suggestion because it would cost us money or or that would cause a problem over here. And then at that point, you could also ask, how do you see this situation? What's your interest behind that situation? Don't just do lip service. I have had lip service up to here where, new training trend, new EI trend, new authentic leadership trend. And we go to these trainings and everybody drops the ball because nobody's living it. Please use the feedback. I gave you a couple of really good suggestions for obtaining that feedback, really honest feedback in the book. The other thing is partnerships. Never partner with anybody just because they look good online. Look, I just had a situation where over a couple of weeks I was talking to a potential client. And 2 weeks into this, they hadn't even gone to my website. Now, you haven't gone to the website, so I know you haven't cyber stalked to see what my reviews were, what are people saying about me, what's the negativity out there. None of that. But we see these profiles online. I can't tell you how many times people have contacted me. Would you be an affiliate here? Or can I post this ad on your website? Or maybe we can partner together. I just decline it all unless and until I have and take the time to do my research and determine who this person is, what they're about, have some kind of back and forth with them, build relationship. It's just, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. And I would appreciate if people wouldn't just assume that I'm all that in a bag of chips. I'm fine with you double checking and checking reviews and checking people and cyber stalk me. I just couldn't believe that this guy was all telling me how much they felt like I could help them, but they hadn't even gone to my website. So I'm just saying, do your homework, okay? Do your homework, get to know people, because it's like I said, it's not what they bring to the table, it's how they bring it, and what their work ethic is, what their values are very important. Because once you hook up with somebody, bottom line, that's your reputation too. Once you start pushing somebody else's product, you got a body of people that trust you. They're going to trust what you're telling them. They're not thinking that you're just putting stuff up there to monetize. So that's your reputation too. I'm just saying, just be careful, okay? So you don't want a partner. You want to always get feedback. And finally, this is what I would just say. When you've been I was with the federal government for well over 36 years before I just up and retired. And what I observed, not only as a labor leader, but as leadership period, was that it's so easy to get into this grind. And what I mean by grind is not a bad thing. It's just you're just used to just chugging it out, putting out fires here, putting out fires there, negotiating over here. I mean, it just begins to get just like the sound of a locomotive going down the track. You just get, and you get into this thing where you think you can just willy-nilly throw out decisions, and it's not until it's too late that we determine that, oh well, now I made a mistake. Productivity has been cut in half, or we can't get this shop up and running. So we have to be very careful of the blind spots that come with that, because every situation, especially in a disruptive marketplace, that there are so many things that can come in and sideline us. And what we don't realize is that it's the people that are under us that are seeing that coming. They're seeing it coming. I'm trying to keep my eye on the ball, trying to be the visionary, trying to lead the organization in one direction, and they see it coming. They see it coming. And just because we don't ask for the input, or don't carry ourselves where we're approachable enough for the input, or when somebody gives us input we don't like, then there's retaliation going on in the shop. It's just not good. It isn't worth it. I said in an earlier video, nothing is accomplished by a team of one. Okay? And I know I made many knucklehead decisions in the business. I know I've definitely made knucklehead decisions in my life. Okay? So I'm just saying, let's just watch ourselves, get the feedback, watch who you're partnering with, and get the ebook, get the ebook, get the ebook. There's a lot more in there. I want to keep these videos short and sweet. I'm Dr. Linda F. Williams.